There we go. Okay, now we got the mic working, but why is the camera so blurry? We might just ditch the webcam for this. For lack of a better reason. It's just not cooperating, it seems. Okay, we're gonna ditch the webcam. That's fine. Unfortunate, but whatever. We'll just do it my voice alone. So, this is Star Traders Frontiers. I'm having a little bit of difficulty with the streaming software in the game cooperating. But back to the matter at hand. This is a game I've had for a little while in my Steam library, and I've played it a little bit, but never very far. But I figured it'd be a good fit for the channel. It's a tactical RPG game set in a kind of Dune-like universe where there are a bunch of warring factions with these houses, noble houses, vying for power. There's a little mysticism with like various orders, like the Arbiters and the Arbiters. There's like two other mystic orders that have like some inherent abilities or traits that are interesting. But we'll be starting out a fresh game. This is a turn-based game. So we'll pick. We can either build a new template, but that actually takes a lot of thought and time. So we're going to go with a pre-made template. I kind of like the Bounty Hunter. Traveler, Smuggler would actually be good, because I think that gives you... There's no skill points, but we could take, like, Spy skills, which end up being actually very valuable. So we'll take the Smuggler. Default map version 2, default map. We'll do version 2 because it's slightly better. I think that's like the new, default map. Factions. So there's a number of clans. There's House Thulun. Like the old house. I think that's like your default starting out house. We're a smuggler though, and these guys are like very royal, dignified. I want something a little bit more a little lesser than the royal house Thulun. So there's the Devoltus Syndicate. The Kadar Syndicate, Military Power Syndicate Rykart, Political Clan Javat, Industrial Steel Song. Wait, which one's more Kadar Syndicate, most powerful. Steel Song, also more powerful. I think we want one that has... Whoop, no. I didn't want to pick you quite yet. Okay, so there's different bonuses for each. So, economy, military, spice, which I think is like drug trade, basically. And we're a smuggler. So, spice would probably be good. So, Steel Song, which is more militaristic, and then +2 to government. I don't know exactly what that means. Spice is higher morale. Ooh, okay, I understand now. Beware bargaining with the Rykart. Any bribe offered to Rykart ships in the void will be 50% higher than regular. Well, if I'm a smuggler, so I'm going to be doing lots of bribing. Is it... Probably not one with a strong military. And not a strong economy. Strongly focus on their internal trading backbone. Any trading with this adds 50% profit. That would be good. This one would also be good because it's just like Zenrin. Alright, so Zenrin's the generals. That's probably fine, but I think we could do better. So Javat has the like strongest economy. Okay, I'm starting to see the differences here. It's been a while since I've played this game, so I'm kind of refamiliarizing myself. I think we're gonna go with Devoltos because it has economy and no, because the primes are high. No, we can't do Devoltos, and we can't do them. And these guys never accept bribes. Okay, I guess the Maklumnu clan. I think I'm pronouncing that right. So they have trade bonus, and then yeah, they have the least negative traits, I guess. Let's design our character real quick. He's a smuggler, so I kind of want a roguish. Scar across the face isn't bad, but his face looks kind of weird. Let's see. Well, that guy looks kind of dastardly. Sure. There we go. That's our guy right there. Okay, we'll go with that. And then difficulty, we're doing normal. Because why not? Captain Vandy. Yeah, I don't really care about the name. We can stick with the name. So we are starting out. As far as I understand, the map is procedurally generated, so it takes a minute to generate. Step forward, Captain Vandy. From our family, you've been chosen to inherit your great uncle's charter. I'm willing. We know you will repay our choice by bringing Clan Maklumnu wealth and prosperity. I abandoned my life as a grav and took to the stars. All right. I'm the master of my ship. I answer to no one except my officers and my crew. In the void, we live by the unique code of the Star Traders. We make our own way among the stars. We stay alive and take care of the ship no matter what. The life of the spacer is a hard one, but my officers have my back. And together we face the void. Okay. Orbiting Glensanda. Captain, we've reached stable orbit. Stable orbital trajectory over Glensanda. Should we engage the void engine? Let the engines rest. We need a minute for council. Officers gather around. You all heard the message that I received at the starport today. A Maklumnu prince has requested that we transport a Zendu arbiter to his system. He's willing to pay handsomely, it seems. Speak your minds. So the Zendu, those are like the mystic orders. The arbiters are like space lawyers for some like ancient law that they're experts on. And the game kind of explains it as you go. I won't spoil too much, but the Zendu are the special faction. Captain, the woman is an arbiter. She may be one of the most dangerous people in the galaxy, but also one of the most powerful. It also means she's of the Zendu bloodline, like the Templars. It is rare that a Star Trader captain is called upon to help an arbiter. This Estelle Brockstrom could be a valuable ally. I've heard said that working for a Zendu can be both a curse and a blessing. She claims she only needs a short lift across the quadrant. The pay would be good. There's much to consider. Your thoughts are appreciated. Estelle Brockstrom is waiting. Needs passage to Prince. Got it. Okay, so this is like my internal monologue. Okay, whenever you need advice, help with the interface, you can get your officers. Event logs over here. And controls, I know the controls. Okay, so this is our starting system in Maklumnu space. So we have a positive reputation. Most of these worlds are controlled by our faction. Not all of them. Like this one here is controlled by the Reichardt Syndicate. And this one is controlled by Clan Javat. So they're not all... They're not necessarily enemies, but they could become enemies. They're different factions. Okay. So one of the things in this game is, as time rolls, different like random events can occur. And then either you have a high enough skill, or if one of your crew has a skill save talent, you'll pass them. And if you don't have high enough skill, basically it like rolls dice. The game's rolling dice. It's basically playing D&D in the background. It all happens in the background, but so this negative event happened. We didn't have any saving talents to prevent a fail. So sudden violence broke out during a shift change, and the crew takes 3 hits of up to 2 morale loss. So our morale went down a little bit, and our ship suffers 3 component damage. These failed events will happen periodically. So here's another one. Crew takes 10 hits for up to 10 damage each. We lost an additional fuel, and morale went down. Lower, like when you're kind of starting out, these things will happen more often, but if you choose the right skills as your crew and your officers level up, it won't be as big of a deal. So anyway, many welcomes, Star Trader. So this is Estelle Brockstrom. Arbiter Estelle Brockstrom, it is an honor. Indeed, Prince Callaghan Fane promised he had dispatched a new but promising Star Trader captain to pick me up. I understand you've recently come into ownership of your Star Trader's charter. That is the truth. My great-uncle perished during an exploration expedition last year. I was picked from among my house to take over the charter and ply the stars. Then you know the magnitude of both the responsibility and the opportunity that now rests on your shoulders. Callaghan has asked that you personally escort me to his court. Prince Fane has great trust in your potential. He knows that your career will reap great profits for both yourself and the clan. Okay, so there's a lot of dialogue in this game. I'm not going to read all of it. And I'm not going to select like every possible dialogue option. So we'll just move on through here. Yep. I'm sure there will be more work waiting for you at Prince's Court. Why do you need to go to the Prince's Court? We're old friends, share a lot of the same causes. I have a great respect for him. Embroiled in a legal dispute across multiple quadrants, I've been called to make sure the letter of the law is followed. She owes him a favor. Come aboard, we can work out the specifics later. Excellent. The offered price is 10,000 credits upon arrival. Okay. So, there's no repair facilities available here, which is unfortunate, but we can top off our fuel tanks for 1,000 water. So just that trip across the quadrant was 1,000. The trip back is going to be another 1,000, and this contract pays 10,000. So not terrible. We do have some level ups for our officers. So our captain, we can train talent. So these are the talents that I was talking about earlier. Some of them replace risk cards, which we'll get to later. Hideout prevents seizure of missing packages, prisoners, or passengers. So a lot of these are black market. Cunning slip automatically passes a failed stealth test. That would be a good one. And then, so you have your talents, which are like skills or, you know, buffs, debuffs that can be applied. And then you have your jobs, which are like your skill levels or attributes to specific things. So doctor, command, tactics, blades, evasion, stealth, these are all different skills. So when you do a skill check, you know, you're rolling dice plus your skill level or something to that effect. So this officer, what's his name? Ivan O'Douglas is our ship's doctor. Alexander Lumian is the ship's engineer. And we should have a quartermaster. Yep. Eriz Bear. So those are our 3 officers. We'll start with the doctor. We'll just train them each in their primary job, but you can train in any of a bunch of different jobs. Some of the jobs overlap, but for now, just focusing on their primary job is good enough for me. Let's go back to the map view. The crew's uncomfortable because she's a Zendu. Okay, we'll talk to her a little bit. Perhaps you expect an Arbiter to be larger, faster, more dangerous. If you listen to the stories about Arbiters, you would, I think. I'd probably also kill you without moving my arms. I see you know how sailors can get with enough spice beer. What makes my kind special is not physical strength or speed, it's our ability to access our encoded genetic memories. All Zendu, the Augurs, the Arbiters, and the Templars share a special genetic mutation. We're able to see, hear, and experience memories passed down to us by our ancestors, our parents, and our grandparents. So they're kind of like the Avatar, where they have like their whole, you know, all their bloodline. They can look back in history, which makes them very good at things. We'll talk to her a little bit more. I don't remember a time before memories. We strengthen our recall through meditation. Subconscious muscle memories always guiding my hand or step. There are visual remembrances, voices that come forward. Trying to consciously look back is difficult, but my lineage is always there. Okay, that's fine. We can end this conversation. So we'll navigate to our target world over here and drop off the Arbiter. We also have room for one more crew, so we could hire another crew member. Alright, let's land in Chastis Holding. They've rolled out the red carpet. Estelle, your face is warm to my tired eyes, and Captain, welcome. Thank you for escorting her safely. Greetings from the stars. I did not expect such pomp at the starport. We've been awaiting for your arrival, Estelle. The mess is progressing. It has sped up, not lost steam. We have much to discuss. You've earned my gratitude. I have high-paying work for a captain of your caliber. Come and visit my court once you settle everything with your ship and crew. Hey, we gained a little experience. We gained reputation with the clan and with this individual person. So you have contacts, like people you know in places. So Prince Callaghan Fane, he is one of our contacts we can go to, and they can give us missions. Making contacts is important because that's how you get missions, contracts to make money. Otherwise, it's a little harder. And they paid us a $2,000 bonus. That's great. Many welcome, Star Trader. It is a pleasure to meet you. I'm Zeta Fane, the prince's sister. Let me extend my brother's warmest welcome. What is the legal case she's got? The bombing of the Highwind military orbital. Surely Estelle told you about it. It was a Thulun research facility. I heard about it in passing. It was. Estelle must have told you. Callaghan's daughter, Valencia, has been charged with a terrorist act of destroying the Highwind, which is completely ridiculous. She went aboard the station for a scientific meeting. What idiot would plant a bomb at the same time? Not Val. But Estelle hasn't spoken to you about it? You really don't know? Then the Arbiter is not going to help. Did she say anything like that? She said she would do her duty as an Arbiter. Shaylun, curse her arrogance. The Fane family needs her assistance. By the flag, yes we do. The loss of life at Highwind alone, it's not legal battle we can stand to lose. If it comes to that, they will demand Valencia's life in retribution, and the Arbiter would just stand by. Just like the Void, retribution justice has no mercy. If the damages are great enough, Thulun could be granted a duel of assassins against Valencia Fane personally. I hope they will see you at the palace. I must be off. Okay. So let's heal our injured crew members. Top off our fuel tanks. And we can recruit a guy while we're here. So we're a little light on combat guys, which we'll probably need. So each of these different types of crew offer some number of skill points. And then here's like your basic breakdown of skill points. You need at least 100% to be effective in a certain area, and then the more skill you have in that area gives you better, outcomes in those areas. So, gunnery, electronics is good, which is good. We want to be high in those areas. I don't think there's any electronic technicians, any other electronic technicians. Navigation's somewhat important, but you can get by with it a little less. Gunnery's important for ship's combat. Ship's ops piloting is important for traveling and just like moving around on the map. We don't need any more pilots. I think I'm gonna take a soldier on board. Because we'll get into, instead of ship combat, we'll get into crew combat, which is basically 4v4 turn-based battle. And soldiers are good because they can put some real damage down. So there's different talents that happen at like different stages. For soldiers, most of their talents are in combat talents. So like actual, attacks that they can use. I like burst fire. That's a good basic one because it does damage to multiple targets. Okay, so let's go into orbit and discuss further work with the prince. Okay, found our hospitality. Great. Please call me Callaghan. Oh, he wants to be very chummy with us. That's great. I have pressing work. I need you to escort the Arbiter on a judicial chore as she expects. The evidence against my daughter. The whole thing's a circus. It still needs to meet with the judge who's hearing the case. If Princess Aten Char wins the case, this will be a matter of life and death. With retribution justice on her side, she'll send assassins to kill my daughter. How is she able to help? Our people's system of justice works because the princes, judges, and senate all follow Shaylin law and the accord to the letter. I've heard it said retribution justice is an unforgiving unforgiving razor. It can be. Shaylin law demands compensation be paid to the wronged party. If compensation cannot be paid or the wrongs are grievous, the wrong party can demand retribution. And the princess has made it clear from the start that the bombing of her high wind orbital is such a case. If there's no honest attempt to agree upon terms of compensation, then every path leads to violence, to feud. She won't stop until she has the legal right to kill my heir and daughter Valencia. And they are breaking the law by doing so. The law bends. Faction judges grant the rights of compensation, and they are held accountable by their senate and other faction leaders. I have reason to suspect the judge overseeing this case will do whatever Aten tells him to do. So the Arbiter is the long arm of Shaylin Law. She will make her presence known. Because of her, we will get a fair trial, a chance to put forward evidence to refute the ridiculous claims. So you see why I need you to escort her safely. There may be those who wish to stop her or harm her along the way. Great. So we'll take the mission. Yep, we'll accept it. And then there's other missions we can take as well. So we should try to take as many side missions as we can. Deadline 51 weeks. Willing to offer 2% bonus per military rank from Plume. Candaris. Oh wait, let's go back. At least one free passenger cabin. Oh, I don't think, because we already have one passenger, right? Houses one passenger. All right, so we can't even take that one. That's fine. We'll navigate. Oof, we've already taken 2 hits. Unexpected violence and failed to treat a flesh-eating viral agent. That's not great, so my crew got a little battered there. Alright, so we'll jump to the next sector. This will use 23 of 100 fuel. It'll take 1 week. But that's not terrible, because we're already here. And then the destination's not far. Careful now. This was the world over which the research base was parked. You can see the debris field hanging in orbit. Wagok Zone. So here's our mission. My thanks for bringing me this far. We've held our promise to Callaghan Fane. From here, you will have to choose just how deeply you want to get involved. She's not going to appreciate your presence, but I know Callaghan wants you to put on a show. We should do... we should be involved. That is what helps build our reputation with our home faction, and having a strong faction reputation helps a lot. Spent their time in closed-door meetings. She's been tight-lipped. We knew she would be strict about this. It's a matter of the law. The proceedings dragged on for a week. Luckily, we're being paid well for our time. We got to hear directly from the princess. Many welcomes, Star Trader. Thank you for escorting Arbiter Brockstrom here safely. Her presence is so critical to this case. If she wasn't here, you'd worry that political agendas would get in the way. Favors would be called in. The law would be trampled upon. The Arbiter glares. We will need to make another stop on our tour. That will be for the best. It's important you see all the evidence, especially the Highwind's wreckage and the footage recorded there. You must understand, the Highwind Orbital was no regular station. It was a military research facility, meaning you had surveillance and security to prevent a bombing from within. No, Valencia Fane slipped under our radar with a white flag, but those systems captured copious proof of her deadly crime, not to mention her obvious motive. She came to destroy the technology the Fanes claimed they wanted to purchase. In the bombing, we also lost one of the most brilliant minds the galaxy has ever seen, Aldo Bastille. We believe that Aldo, who held the position of chief scientist on the Highwind, may have been her primary target. Estelle apparently isn't happy with that either. Okay. Time to return to the ship. Alright, so Estelle wants to get out of here. And the Arbiter agrees the evidence is damning. We're not yet done yet. Okay. We failed a negotiation charisma test. Okay, so that's what I was talking about earlier. So, we had a skill save, though. Rolled our skill, 3 strong dice, and our half attribute, 13 standard dice versus 2 and 15. We struggled to navigate the high tension situation. Our efforts did not help. We lost 9 reputation points with the princess. We gained 30 experience for our crew. So if we had passed that skill save, we could have gotten, better payouts or maybe better reputation bonuses. We still got some positive reputation gains, but we probably lost more reputation than we needed to. And because we've lost, now we have a negative reputation, so I have 8 crew members who got sick and they're being denied care. Not great. Not great. Since we paid everyone, they also get a level up, so it looks like a couple of our officers have leveled up. I want to take... I want to say spy, but maybe I won't have my captain do spy. I might have my captain do negotiate and intimidate, because I kind of want him to be able to talk his way through issues. And then talents, expose quality, uncover a hidden trait when money changes hands. Settlement, so like this would have, if I had this skill, we would have passed that that skill check earlier. So that would have been a good one to have had. But now that I've taken the diplomat trait, we also would have been better at negotiations. We might have passed outright in the first place. We'll take it. I think that one will be a good skill to have. So this is our doctor again. What was his name? Ivan O'Douglas. For our officers, we'll just keep them focused on their main skill set. Assisted care would be good. Reduce price of medical care. I think that's it for talents. Yep. Okay, so 6,000 to take Estelle there. 10,000, we get a higher payout if we go by ourselves. So let's go by ourselves. So this is how... There's a couple of different activities you can do in the game. Patrol, blockade, and spy when you're in your ship, or exploring when you're on the ground. It deals 5 cards. One of them is the thing you want to have happen, and then the other cards are negative outcomes. If you have a skill save for these particular scenarios, it might help remove a card, or you could re-roll a card. Right now we don't have any talents we can use to assist in spying, so we're just gonna have to roll the dice. And a bounty hunter showed up. Now, he's Clan McClum, and we're Clan McClum, and we don't have any illicit cargo or anything on us, so we're just going to let him inspect us, which is fine. And my crew lost a little morale, but they gained a little experience, and that's fine overall, so not a terrible outcome. Intel leak. Now, this is useful. This is good. So we gained intel records, and we can use these records. We can basically sell them to clans who are interested. So that's a decent outcome. And here we go. Now we have succeeded. This took longer, so we've taken a couple of weeks to accomplish this. But we've gained more experience, which is great. Everything we have found points one way, Arbiter. Our time here has not helped change the direction this is going. The wreckage of the High Wind clearly indicates a multi-stage internal explosion. There was no research accident. It was a bombing without a doubt. The few transmissions we've intercepted about High Wind were all packed with evidence. It's almost too easy, as if they know we were up here. I had hoped that there would be something I could do, that somehow the Princess Aten would be bending or breaking Shaylin law to persecute Valencia unfairly, but it seems that is not the way of it. The evidence against Valencia is piling up. Even our independent investigation has turned up the same conclusion. This is not what Prince Callaghan was expecting. That doesn't matter. What matters is the law. Alright. Bummer. So, she's guilty, it looks like. Let's go back to... Oh, this is the wrong map. This is the sector map. I want to go to... Map. There we go. Alright, so we'll head back. Heyo! Alright, we're in contact with another smuggler. House Thulin. Ship report. We... have a slight edge on this guy. We'll just leave him alone. Mutual withdraw. No negative repercussions. Great. So we both leave each other alone. So we could have engaged him. But in this case, we're just going to move on. Great. We jump through the warp. And we will navigate our way back to... Oh boy. Military officer. I don't want him to disparage our reputation with this faction. We'll submit to inspection. We don't have anything illicit. We do have a passenger. You have to be careful. when you have passengers, but that clan doesn't have any, dirt or anything, any reason to mess with us, so it's fine for them to inspect us. Alright, we'll land, pay our crew wages, heal our crew, buy some fuel. And we'll finish this quest. Troubling return. Then he welcomes Estelle. So this is Valencia. Greetings to you both. We've not yet met. I'm Valencia Thane. Valencia, it's an honor to finally meet you. I only wish it was under better circumstances. Don't bandy your words. Speak clearly. Callaghan, you're aware of my commitment to Shaylin Law. Don't start pattering on with me, Estelle. I don't want your platitudes. Absolutely not. You don't know the Switch, but I do. She's about to feed you to those Thulan lions. You should heed your daughter's warning. You would betray me, my family, my daughter. I betray no one. I uphold the law. You can't be serious. I did not bomb that cursed facility. By the flag, this is farce. I'm sorry, Valencia. They hold undeniable evidence. Multiple bombs were smuggled off your ship onto the Highwind. Surveillance footage from multiple satellites and security systems all support their claims. I should not be telling you this. It taints the case, but I am because of our friendship. Because of our friendship? How can you even say that now, you snake in the grass? Responsibility flows upward. As the captain of the Medusa, Val, you will be found guilty. I did no such thing. Get out. Get out now. Be gone, you Zendu witch. Okay, so he's pissed. Yeah, she's cold-hearted. Logic, truth, and the law, you'll lose them. Friendship, love, and loyalty, you'll come a way to serve yourself. I serve a higher calling. Alright. I must recuse myself. I'll find another Star Trader and give you right back to my hold. You won't be helped by having me here. Alright, so she's out of this mess. Factional accords aren't working for our people anymore. There's a feud coming between the Fane and the Char. It will be long and deep and bloody. It will not end with an attempt on Val's life. If Shaylin Law and its judicial structures aren't enough to stop this from happening, then we must find new ways to keep the peace. I've long championed amendments to the faction accords to form a united coalition that would have overseen this kind of case. A united coalition would have taken it out of the hands of the Thulan judge. If the case has been handled by a neutral party, perhaps the feud could have been prevented. So much hangs in the balance. Two more royal families locked in a death grip of a feud. Thousands of lives. Years of instability and war. Blood spilt on both sides. Rest assured, if Val dies, Callaghan will seek royal blood in return. There's so much to do, but I must return to Rylene to finish the negotiations I started. Our people can wait no longer for the United Coalition. I have need of a dedicated Star Trader to help me, and you've more than proven your mettle. I would ask your help if I could get it. I know that you may wish to stay here and help see Prince Fane see this through. Callaghan is sure to fight it tooth and claw to the bitter end, but in my judgment, it's lost until we meet again. I should not be telling you this. I spoke with Judge Welland, who's running the case. He is hard set on keeping the legal proceedings within a 6 years' time. It's well within his right as a judge. Enough said. I must go. Arbiter Estelle has given us insider intel on the Highwind legal proceedings and exactly when they will end within the next 6 years. Well, that's an oxymoron. Exactly when it will end and then within 6 years? That seems not very precise at all. But whatever. If we wish to help the Fane, we must return to the court and meet with Callaghan. Alright, so we can return to the court. I do want to help him. It would be good to have a powerful friend, so we are going to help him. Captain, I'm glad to see you've returned. I apologize. I should have known that Estelle would value her neutrality over helping my family, even after all these years. While she's hell-bent on playing the impartiality card, she's not wrong. They hold compelling evidence. We've seen some of it ourselves. I can see you're not done fighting. No, far from it. Valencia's life is at stake today. But that won't be the end of it. Princess Aten's ambitions go far beyond that. This will be a trying time for the Fane bloodline. I hope that you'll stick by us now. There's much work to be done. Click to visit a contact. We'll talk to Callaghan. Legal case will be hard to win, so we must fight 2 battles. First, we must meet with Princess Char head-on in the legal court. Will slow her down, challenge every scrap of evidence. Second, we must work to petition higher powers of both our factions. No one wants to see this become a duel of assassins. If we can alert House Thulun to the embarrassment and bloodshed that Aten is about to bring down upon their nobility, they may demand that she just accept compensation. So we could prevent a duel of assassins by appealing... Okay, so maybe I misunderstood. I thought Callaghan Fane was the leader of House Clan Malakumne, but I guess him and Aten Char, the other leader, are like middle-level nobles, but they're not actually in charge. So interesting. The destination is not clear, but I'll pay well for the work. For it to have an impact, you need to move quickly without much delay. Okay, so we could talk to other people as well. Let's talk to Zeta again. It's easy to get caught up in the surface storyline, what everyone's talking about, the distraction. Can you honestly say you aren't skeptical of Aten Char's likely story? Every single soul aboard died, every last record of the illegal research lost, not a stitch was recovered or backed up elsewhere. But no one's paying attention because there's a legal case and a threat to Valencia's life. What do you think Aten is trying to hide? Is it too far-fetched she bombed her own orbital to make the research disappear? Very elaborate, but only far-fetched as the current narrative. Perhaps the entire plan was to make Bastille disappear. Everyone thinks it is hyperbole when you hear about the most brilliant man in a generation. Not with Bastille. This is no exaggeration. So this guy's like Albert Einstein. What if he was spirited away to a secret laboratory where he can work out of sight? So this is kind of like, all right, so there's the political quest line. I bet you this is like the conspiracy theory quest line. What do you propose we do about it? We need to find proof. All right, this, yeah, she's like the Alex Jones character. Little spy. All right. And she'll pay from her personal treasury for the work. So now we have 2 missions. What about Valencia? Is she going to have a mission too? The entire affair has been sinking into the biowaste pit from the beginning. Okay, I'm getting a little tired of talking, so we'll kind of click through this. What were you doing at the High Wind? Trying to reach a research agreement. Our Maclumnu. I'm settling on Maclumnu for the pronunciation. Maclumnu. Prototype of a high-efficiency warp drive engine. The meeting at High Wind would have given the Fane family the first look at exactly what research they had to trade. Did you bomb the installation? So did you do it? Like, just between me and you, did you do it? I give you my word, I didn't. However, I believe that a traitor snuck bombs on board. If that's the case, I had no knowledge at the time. You suspect a traitor among your crew. It's far past suspicion at this point. I have reason to believe there's another hand pulling the strings. After the bombing, my crew started to jump ship at every turn. It was not a surprise. They all knew returning with me would mean prison bars and tough questions. Everyone who stuck with you has been retained. They're all suspects. Everyone who was guilty jumped ship before our return. So maybe this quest line is we don't track down everyone. Oh, we do track down. What is this? Kalbe Demore. Why him? I've known for some time that he's a Hunna agent. The independent revolutionaries. The one and only, some would call them terrorists. So she had a terrorist on board. Tell us everything. We'll find it later. Yeah, let's accept this. I know the Hana were behind the bombing. Okay. So she thinks it was the Hana. Alright, that's enough talking in the court. We'll accept all of these missions. Why not? Chasing suspicion. So this one is to chase down the Hana agent. And this is the conspiracy theory one. Okay. And then this is political crusade. So, alright, let's, really quick, we're going to accept this job, because that's easy. And we'll start the conspiracy theory quest line. We do have 6 years in-game to do this. But we'll do this first job real quickly. Because it's just a matter of taking someone somewhere in the back. A poorly maintained component exploded. Well, that's not good. Canderous land. Yuki Delazar, a spice trader. Oh, okay. A diplomatic delivery. And we gained some reputation and some influence. That's great. So this is an interesting character. Yuki is a spice trader. We could get a trade permit, which would be good. We do have some intel records we can sell, so we can drop those off from our spying earlier. We could recruit. Okay. So we get reduced cost for spice. That's fine. I'm not taking any missions from her right now. But I will make sure all of my needs are being taken care of. Now let's go to... Not this one. This one. Yep. Conspiracy in motion. So we'll take off. Here. Alright. Jump. It's another week of flying. Before we get into orbit, let's go to this planet and top off our fuel. Because if we're gonna be sitting in an orbit for a while doing spying. Oh boy. Alright, pirates have engaged us. What's our... Equally matched in defense. They're better at our engines. Speed. We could try it. Let's do it. So this is ship combat. Our ship on the left, their ship on the right. There are 5 different ranges we can engage them at. You start out always at the maximum range, and then work your way in. I kind of want to close to range 3 because that lets me bring the most high damage weapons to bear. So we're going to launch missiles and close range. And we'll do evasive maneuvers. And that'll end our turn. So they tried open range. And it looks like because we're so closely matched, neither of us was able to... We missed, they missed. And we failed to close range. We could try elusive barrage. If we can land a hit on them. Nope. Hey, we were able to close range. We rolled a 24 to their 18. Now that we're at this range, I'm going to light them up. and we'll try the elusive. We just need to score one. So now we've applied this debuff. They are less accurate and they're not able to maneuver as well. And we can just continue shooting at them from this range. They did land a hit there, and they did close range to us that time. That's fine, because now we can get our Phoenix Lance, Plasma Cannon, and our Missile Array all in action here. We don't have any more talents to run, so we just fight them. We're still scoring more hits than they are, which is good. And as you score hits, secondary effects and damage can be applied, so they're getting roughed up pretty good. System blackout, we have lost 2 reactor points. That's not great. So we don't have enough energy to fire all 3 weapons. They attempted to board us, but failed. That's good. And we'll keep up the assault. Alright. Yeah, now they're starting to take some real damage. So system blackout, that debuff's no longer applied to us, but now it's on them. Radiation wash, minus 10% shield, minus 20% radiation resistance, plus 10 morale damage per turn, plus 10 crew damage per turn. So their crew's taking damage, their morale's beginning to break. And they're not able to return fire because they're low on energy. Engine failure and system blackout being applied twice. They literally can't fight now, so we can just light them up. And that does it. Their hull was ruptured, their ship collapsed. Alright, all that's left is to salvage, and this will cause a reputation loss with Thulun. We got 20,000 for the salvage. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And we didn't get too badly damaged in the combat. But now, since we shot one of their ships down, our reputation's negative 30, and they won't even let us repair or send our crew for spice. All we can do is buy fuel from them. Our best chance is to spy on them, so that's what we're going to do. 20% chance of success. So we'll roll the cards. We did get a credit skim, so we were able to steal money. Nice. Very shady, but alright, I'll take it. Steel Song Merchant has shown up. Alright, we'll move on. Crew danger, ship encounter. Intel leak, okay. Take the intel, that's good. Hey, there we go. That was not too bad as far as outcomes, so. Record's very clear about one thing. It was absolute chaos. Bedlam. Yep. She let it be a true disaster. What else did we find? Official records state there were no survivals, not a single one. However, those Thulun noses are too high in the air to clean up well. We discovered outdated routing satellites in orbit. It's still recording surface-bound traffic. We jammed it hard, tricked it into broadcasting the records of the day. It matches the official record when it comes to Valencia's arrival, but there's a record that's missing from the official record. The satellite recorded merchant ship the Mercurial, which intercepted an escape pod from the high wind with 7 survivors. All were badly wounded, and the Mercurial was granted immediate clearance to land, and the survivors were rushed to the Uldrave Medical Enclave. Every other official record omits the Mercurial's landing, so there is a conspiracy afoot. We've lost more reputation with South Thulan. So now we need a spy on Uldrave Medical. So we'll roll it again. Let's see if anything happens. A Zenrin pirate ship. I don't really want to anger other factions right now. We have no loot. Empty cargo hold. So. Lost 60 morale. So the pirates were pissed off and beat the crap out of my guys. Not a great outcome. So our morale is getting low. And somebody got hurt in an accident. We'll do it one more time. Ship danger, crew danger, reputation loss. None of those are too terrible. And we had a skill save. Ship danger, crew danger, smuggler, explorer. Okay. Again, none of those outcomes are particularly bad. And so with these danger cards, there will be the note here at the bottom will tell you if you have no saving talent to prevent a negative outcome. So when it says reduced by, you might still have a negative outcome, but it won't be as bad. But hey, this is good. This is really good. Uncover a new contact. Okay, we've learned a new contact. Sendar Tate, a House Thulan fixer. Sounds like a shady person, but I am a smuggler and a spy. So wreck, ship danger, but there's 3 positive outcomes. So I'm definitely going to roll it again for this. There we go. Finally, positive outcome. I don't think you're going to like the findings this time, as long as the trail hasn't gone cold. The medical enclave is a Gestalt technologist medical facility. So it's a cutting edge. It's like the John Hopkins Cancer Center of hospitals. This is a big fancy hospital. Surprising, all 6 of them died. There were, but only 6 bodies were taken by transport to a naval morgue. Nothing in the morgue reports. Confirmed that the 6 dead are from the Highwind, but the timing lines up. We were able to snag transcripts of the day. 4 men and 3 women were admitted. 3 and 3 went to the morgue. So Zeta Fane is not crazy. How did she know? The 7th could be Chief Scientist Aldo Bastille. He's either still at Uldrave Medical Ward or disappeared out the back door. We've picked up everything we can from orbit. We're going to have to go down to the surface or track down the Mercurial. Let's get a move on. Alright, so we have 2 options. We could go down to the surface, which is risky, because they don't like us. So I don't think we're going to do that. Instead, we're going to try tracking down the Mercurial. So waypoint there. In the meantime, we're going to go back to Mongrel. Unfortunate name for a planet, Mongrel, but, you know, make do. We'll pay our crew's wages, which that immediately improves morale, and then we'll send guys to the spice halls. We've got some repairs to do. We topped off our fuel. They have no medical services, which is not great. Hopefully the next sector will have some medical services for my injured. We do have a doctor on board, and apparently he's really bad at his job, so we'll train him so that he can treat our wounded. We'll improve our engineer's skill as well. Brace for impact. Attentive overhaul. Unrivaled patch. Border demolitions. There's some good skills here. But I think we'll take brace for impact for now. That'll be a better skill to have for combat. Our quartermaster. Just continue leveling him up. Pass a failed intimidate. Prevent guys from leaving the ship. This prevents mutiny, but we don't have enough skill for it yet. We'll do this one though. When you're paying the crew, your intuition gains 30% plus command skill chance to learn a hidden trait among the crew, which is a good skill to have. And immediately we run into a smuggler, but we're a smuggler too, so we'll just move on. I've not been able to repair my ship yet. I'm looking for a medical facility. Okay, we'll go over here because it's close to our final destination, and they do have a medical facility that'll allow us to heal up our guys. We've had an uneventful flight through the quadrant, which is great. We'll land here. And we got 2 more level ups. My captain leveled up again, so we'll take Smuggler and level up our engineer. I think that's it. Move on to our next destination, and we've run into a spy. We could demand tribute, or we could just mind our own business. But the encounter gave us 30 experience, which is nice. Alright, conspiracy in motion. So we're going to blockade, and we're trying to find... Oh, and immediate success. That's great. That's great. 11 crew gained 104 experience. Cool. So we immediately found the ship. Captain Cruz here. No one is supposed to know about that. Oh, wow. Man, this guy tipped his hand right away. Better start talking. I will threaten to shoot him. I wasn't paid well enough for this. Boom! So the conspiracy theory was right. Or at least partially. Aldo survived and they covered it up. The hermetic seal ruptured. He was terribly burned. And... okay. Got it. So... we've confirmed that Aldo was on the ship. I guess we haven't technically confirmed that he survived or was one of the survivors, but we might as well have confirmed it. He was on the ship, and of the 7 people that made it down, 6 died, and a 7th left mysteriously, so, you know, it's reasonable to assume who that 7th person was that left. We'll jump over here real quick. Top off our fuel, pay our crew wages, and we've leveled up again. All of our officers have leveled up. Train. Yeah, so we're just going to keep leveling up our officers' base skill. I think that's like the top priority right now. Heyo, an independent explorer. Yeah, we'll leave him alone. Combat would be 50-50. I'm definitely not going to pay him to leave me alone. So, and I don't care about reputation because he's an independent. All right. So, quiet meeting or stern arrangements. If we act like we own the place, no one's going to question us, or we could try doing it stealthily. My command skill is higher than my stealth skill, so we'll do stern arrangements. So we tell Zeta everything. Oh, she did have inside intel, and you verified the source. His name is Elder. We should tell your brother about this. No, we shouldn't. For some reason, Zeta's against sharing this with Callaghan. Okay. We're not going to. Tell us how we're going to meet with him. Get in contact from the Highwind system. Okay. Oh! And we failed that check too, but our Stern Leader talent gave us a pass. Sweet. Okay. So we do have another mission. Advocating amendments. Or no, sorry. We have to go... We have not accepted that mission yet. So, pulling the thread. Chasing suspicion. Both of these pay fairly well. That's a lot of jumps, though. This is going to be faster. Oh, okay. So, if we accept that second mission, then we're showing favoritism to that one member of the court, and we'll lose the ability to do the other ones. So instead, I'm going to take Valencia's mission against the Hana Collective. So we're going to track down the terrorists. Which, you know, that's noble. That's a good enough reason to go about things. And it's in system, which doesn't hurt. Heyo! Pirate contact. No. Screw this guy. We're gonna shoot and getting close. And that... They got us good on that one. Alright, all weapons. We're going to brace for impact. And so these... I think this bombardment... minus 10% standard damage. We're taking damage from electrical fires on the ship. Okay, not good. Not good. Let's hit him again. We're going to use the elusive barrage to reduce their accuracy. We got 2 hits. That applies the debuff. And we're going to keep rolling the guns. I'm hoping they'll attempt to close range with us. But it looks like they're taking more of the debuffs now than we are. Because we're landing more hits than them. Yeah, we're just going to keep shooting all 3 weapons. I would rather have the extra opportunity to get a hit than try to close range at this point. And now that our Phoenix Lance is damaged, I definitely don't want to close range. So, shoot, that's not great. And our plasma cannon took damage. No. What happened? What happened? Void contortions. Okay. I heard an alarm going off, and I thought it was going to be a lot worse. Oh, we might have to get out of here. Alright, we're going to retreat and fire our missiles. He's winning this fight. Ah, no. And they've immobilized us. Okay. That sucks, but that's not the worst thing that could have happened. So we're beat up pretty bad. My crew is injured. This place does have medical facilities. It doesn't look like they have repair facilities. Alright, we'll make it work. We're going to land here. Survived 10 ship battles, gained 275 XP, spread across 25 crew. We did some maintenance. We were able to heal our crew, and I was able to heal my captain. Send some guys to the spice halls. Okay. That was not a great fight to lose. Okay. Train jobs. We're going to train the diplomat again. Quartermaster. So this is one of our non-officer, just enlisted crew. Uncover rumors when in the spice hall. That's a good talent. Because I send my crew to the spice hall fairly often. Oh, there we go. Talents. Soldier. We'll take the Roaring Barrels attack. That'll be good. Okay. We could pay some bribes, knock some heads, or sleuth some records. My electronic skill and captain wisdom are my highest skills. We'll do that. Good detective work pays off. Everyone leaves traces. He got off the world as fast as he could, like he was running. He's running from us. Great. We passed without a saving skill. We just passed that outright. We've lost 8 rep with the terrorists. Well, I don't care about that, so. We'll stop at Candris, which is along the way to the warp point, and we'll finish repairing the ship. Because we got beat up there. 17,000 is not what I wanted to see. Junior swordsman. Bravery line. Sure. Okay. So this guy is a merchant in our faction. We can send a friendly acknowledgement and move on with our lives. Everyone is happy. Buddy Win, welcome. Hello. I don't know how long you've been there because I just glanced over to look at the chat. Oh, you've been here for the past 10 minutes. Well, welcome to the live stream, my friend. We're playing a different game. But I'm happy to see you here. All right. Oh, multiple quadrants to travel. We do have enough fuel to make it to that next jump, so we'll go for it. But we're going to want to stop for fuel shortly. We'll stop for fuel up here. An explorer. Okay, we can just move on. No damage to reputation. Refuel, pay wages. Our doctor leveled up, and he has new talent available. So we're at level 5 doctor, which opens up like the next branch of talents. Because basically you have level 1, and then the next like group is at level 5, then 8, and then 11 and 15. So we're at 5, which is a good stopping point. Now we could look at something else. We could give him the combat medic or something unrelated, but I think combat medic would be good. And then we'll do another one of his level 5 doctor skills. Saves a life during ship combat, blockade, spying, patrol. This one's a good one to have because I don't want to lose crew to RNG. Ignore the smuggler. Oh, I forgot there were 2 other skills to train. A junior crew gunner. So these are good. Boarding assault. We can board the enemy ship. But I want to take bombardment first. That's a better skill to have right now. Junior crew navigator. Efficient route is always a good one. This reduces fuel costs. Specifically, it reduces fuel costs when you're going through a warp, which we're going to be going through a lot of those fairly consistently. So long-term savings in fuel costs there by taking that skill. Jump. Holly Strongbloods. Read charts talent prevented navigation skill test failure. That would have sucked. This is another Clan McClune space. A pirate. Not great. We don't have any cargo, so we'll just surrender. Lost some morale, but I would rather lose morale without a fight than lose morale because we got our teeth kicked in by a pirate. Oh, quadrant-wide rumor. Pirate fleet. That tracks. Resource rush. That would be an interesting thing. So let's do that. I'm gonna repair, refuel. Let's go back to orbit. So the wilderness you can explore, and like the blockade, spy, or patrol actions, exploring draws 5 cards with 5 potential outcomes. Falling Tree Monsoon, Zendu Relations, or Revelations. Full morale to all crew, off-world stash, or artifact trove. Hey, we got the artifact trove. Okay. Now, see this is less nominal, so we're going to not do that. Terox Xeno artifacts, 24 units. They're straight up illegal, but they're valuable. And we can sell them in population centers. So not this planet. Are there any population centers? Residential? Luxury? Let's see if we can offload these. If not, we can stash them back in that wilderness. When you put stuff in a stash, it basically stays there, but you don't have to risk losing it. We'll move on. But now, you see, I'm running the risk of... Okay, yeah, we cannot sell them here. Whoa! Okay, we got 11 crew that can now take some promotions. I want... illicit notoriety when accessing a black market, gain one higher level. Replace one risk card with one rumor card. That one's good because risk cards suck. Our engineer is leveled up. So again, he's at level 5 now. Let's give him a different skill set. I don't know, actually. There's a lot of different skill sets. You know what? Having an assassin would be good. And then talents. I'm still going to focus on the engineering talents for now. Autonomous pass failed electronics test. Nope, that's too high of level. So level 5, there's 4 options here. Borders demolition's a good one. So if we board a ship, we can basically leave debt charges there. Our quartermaster. Again, let's try and spec him out. Explorer wouldn't be bad. Calming speech, this is for mutiny. Mutinies can happen, but I'm going to try to prevent that. Increased payment 10% plus intimidation skill. That is an awesome buff. Alert scanner, that's a good one for rumors. Signature jammer is a great one, preventing loss of reputation. Raking fire, that's another combat skill. Storm navigation, fast getaway. Reduces operation time to 1 turn and 1 fuel cost. That would be great. So landings are more efficient. We're going to do lots of landings. We'll do guided fire. We'll do broadside angles. These are all talents for combat. Do sharp steering. This is our other soldier. I don't like this one. Suppressing fire is a good skill to have for combat. I think that's everybody. All right. Everybody's been leveled up. That's great. Moving on. Let's just see if we can get out of this sector. Ah, an independent pirate. Now you see we're in trouble. So we're going to have to fight this guy. I'm going to escape. We're going to use sharp steering, and I'm going to shoot some missiles. And hopefully we can get away. He also used the sharp steering talent. He managed to land a couple good hits on us, but we did manage to get away. All right. Sweet. We were able to get away. But we took some damage to components. Oh, son of a gun. Dang it, he damaged our hyperwarp in that. Alright. Now we absolutely have to land and do repairs. That sucks. Shoot. Man. Okay, well, while we're here, let's stash all of our illegal Xeno artifacts. And let's do an explore. Let's see if we can get anything. 625 experience points. Not bad. This is good. There's only one negative outcome. 10 scientific intel. That's great. 3 positive, 2 negative. This one isn't too bad. Hey, we gained some raw resources. Now, the raw resources... Okay, let's go to our stash. These are fine. We can have these. No problem. And we're at a refinery world where they'll pay good money for them. So we got a decent price. That's almost enough to cover the medical expenses and the fuel. Let's do some repairs and send guys to the spice halls. And because we paid our crew, everyone gets some promotions. So we'll do some training. Talents. So let's do boarding assault, because I don't think we have that one yet. And then at this point now we can start doing other skills. So loot armory is a good one if we win. Repairs up to 3% of weapon components. Fast getaway is great if we want to get out of a combat that we're forced into. Close range barrage. Covering fire. Any other skills to promote? Nope, that is everyone. All right. Oh my goodness. All right, this is a Thulin ship. He's level 3. Yeah, no. All right, it's fine. I don't want to get into another fight. Get my teeth kicked in again, because we're in a naughty combat vessel. All right, Minerva's Ring. We finally made it to our destination. All the way out here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're starting to fail ops tests. Not great. Alright, let's top everyone off. Alright, so we found their den, their hideout. Okay, before we go into combat, I want to make sure that everyone is maxed leveled up, because that would be an unfortunate time to waste those skill points, basically. Okay. So we're going to go into crew combat now. I know this is going to end in crew combat. That's fine. Skip all to battle. All right, so now we're in crew combat. So first things first, we need to pick our soldiers. So we have a swordsman, which does well in the front lines. And then we can do a soldier, and a soldier. And then just based on their skills, these are their best positions. So, combat's relatively straightforward. You select an action and go for it. You have what's called initiative, which determines the order that you go. Every move costs initiative to use, and then once you run out of initiative, that ends the round. We're just gonna light them up. They're not landing very many hits on us, which is great. So that means we can wipe them out pretty quickly. And that ends the turn. So we've spent all the initiative. There's no more moves we can make. These guys were not super hard. And we spent a lot of time and experience leveling up our guys, so we were pretty good. Search the place. Local security will be here shortly. I've got something. There's some data cubes and record scrolls. Get it back to the ship. All right. So he's somewhere in the wilderness. Great. All right. Let's go. Chasing suspicion. Where's this guy? Oh my goodness. A long flight back. And we're running into pirates. Too close. Yeah, too closely matched to be worth it, and we don't have any cargo, so we'll just let them board us. Move on. All right. No fails coming up here, which is good. And each of these successful passes gives our crew experience. That's why every time we pull into port, like when someone is getting promoted, it's because we're gaining experience just by flying. Which is actually pretty true for combat, like warships, or really just vessels in general. Like, so I'm in the Navy. I've said that before on this channel. That's been put out. And yeah, like your crew gets experience by being at sea. That's where the training happens. That's where, people have more time on the job. They get better at their jobs. That's where I got better at my job, is by being at sea. All right, so heal entire team for 6 to 15 points. That's an awesome skill for a combat medic to have. So we'll go ahead and do that. Junior electronics technician. Learn a rumor when scoring a positive result. Also a great thing to do. So any positive outcomes gives us a rumor. All right. Oh, wait, we're in the wrong place. We're at the right planet. We're in the wrong place. Ironically enough, this is the planet where we stashed those artifacts. So let's explore. Time dilation. Stuck in some ancient rift. Members of the crew are horribly demoralized. It took 9 weeks. Okay. There's another time rift? Don't do it again. Okay, thank goodness. Another time rift? That would be really dumb. Alright. So this time around... Whoops. Oh, shoot. Go back. Go back. I'm going to put our my doctor in combat. I'm going to leave him in the 3rd row. It's not ideal for a pistol guy to be in the 3rd row. They like being towards the front. But he can still, you know, still do some damage. Alright. That did good damage. He's hurting. Let's finish him off. I'm gonna suture. Oh, that actually heals everybody. It's not just one person. Okay. Neat. They're down. Yeah, so we're doing really good for these combats. Light them up. Miss. And they're down. All right, that's another successful combat. We'll depart. He's been shot and badly cabined. He must have taken a hex shell round in the ambush. He's bleeding out back there the whole time. Alright, so this is the terrorist. May the void spit in your soul. Did you plant the bomb on the high wind? Why would I do that? Your princess is trying to frame the hunter for a crime we didn't commit. And now this, you bloody shot me. If it wasn't you, then who was it? It was an inside job. I don't know. All right. Return to Valencia Fane, and that ends the mission. Okay. Well, that's fine. Let's see if there's any more exploring we could do. Gear recovery. That'd be good. Xenoform traces. Hey, gear recovery. Specialist gear, a XK tracer ammo. Nice. Sure, let's try it one more time, see if we can't. Pull up some more Terox artifacts. Sick. So now we have a lot of Terox artifacts. We're going to leave them here. Until I can find a way to offload them, we're just going to leave them right there. Spice Festival at Kuzo Station. Could be interesting, but right now we're prioritizing getting back. Successful drill, successful drill. Dodge interstellar meteoroids. Sweet. So no, all these blue outcomes means we're not using saving talents. A green outcome means you had to use a saving talent. Which is fine. Oh, shoot, we are low on fuel. Let's go over here. We're going to run out of fuel. Morale starts to drop off really quickly when you run out of fuel in space. Great. So we gained a little bit more intel. My captain can be promoted. My doctor can also be promoted. And who else? one of the mechanics. Oh, reroll a risk card. Yep, we'll do that. All right, and we're back in space. Do the jump. We'll go over here and refuel first. Let's, while we're in orbit here, let's patrol. Because I would like to raise my reputation with Clan Zenrin. We've been docking with their planets often enough, and having a positive reputation can be a good thing. Time lost, 10 plus fuel and turns. Not great. Reputation bonus is what I'd like to see. Smugglers is good. For reputation with one and a little bit with the other. So we lost 2 reputation. Okay, so that did cost us a little bit from other factions, but we were able to get a positive reputation with them. I've got nothing in my hold to worry about, so we'll let them inspect us. Uh, 12% damage to 2 ships components. That's not critical, and we can land and repair if we need to. Here we go. Indie pirate. Oh, perfect. It's an indie pirate. He's in a ship of comparable class to ours. But I think we can make this work. We do have a lot more combat skills, which is good. So we're going to do this. Quick steering. We're going to try and close range. And he is lighting us up. But we did close range. Alright, all weapons. And we're going to do the bombardment. Miss. Miss again. But we got a hit. And they got a hit too. Alright, this is not going super awesome. Alright, nope. Nope. This ain't working. Alright, retreat. I said retreat. Elusive barrage. Let's see if we can't shake him with this. And we missed! Of course we missed. Dude. I don't have any good talents for this situation. Boarding party. And we've only got one good weapon left, so... we were able to get our boarding party across. They were able to retreat. Doctor's injured, and he's injured. Who else can we send in? That guy. My captain doesn't really have any good combat skills. These are my least injured guys, so I guess I think we're gonna be better than them. Yeah, okay. So we were able to quickly drop one guy before they could even get a shot off their down level. That's a huge advantage in combat. And they haven't been able to land any successful hits yet. Sweet. All right. Easy victory. Sabotage their ship. Panic their crew. Four Venom. Okay, that was not enough damage. We don't have any weapons that are going to be effective here. So we're just going to try to retreat. And they destroyed our piloting system. Well, it could have been worse. But we are hurting now. So that was not awesome. And we had 2 crew members leave. Okay. Well, not great. Let's heal the crew, pay everyone's wages, repair the ship. All right, morale has been restored. Now we need to recruit more crew. Our skill levels overall have gone up, which is great. So, like, overall ship's skills are good. Our gunnery is very strong. Ship ops could be better. But honestly, like, another swordsman and another pistolier would be good. And then another crew dog, which is just like a generic crew member. We'll auto-train, because they're junior and I don't really care. Alright. That was expensive, but we've restored our ship and our crew. Reduce fuel cost by 10. That's awesome. And let's get the rest of the way back to our starting system. Brian's Belt. Breen's Belt? Brian's Belt? I would call it Brian's Belt. And let's go at a Cloak and Dagger meeting and talk to Val. All right. I think Valencia might actually be guilty. Let's just. All right. We'll bet. I don't really want to follow down her line anymore. I like Zeta's line. I think she would be a more interesting, like, the conspiracy theory angle I like better. I think it's going to be more fruitful. But we did overall net a profit with that quest, which is fine. We could get a trade permit. Potentially make some money. Yeah, we're not going to promote rank, do anything. Let's just pull the thread. We'll accept this contract. Understand it. Yep. And hey, our contract payment is up by 17%. We can still take contracts from the prince himself, but the other members of his court are now jealous. And they're not going to work with me. That's fine. This is an industrial center, right? So we could buy some cargo. Electronic components are permit restricted, but clothing is not. Pop, luxury, mining, refinery. Sure. We can do some trading while we're flying around. I think that would be a good opportunity to increase our profits. Let's see. Which one was the one? Contract bargain. When landing in zone, the highest level who attempts to abandon ship reconsiders. That's the skill I wanted, because that could have prevented one of the deserters from quitting. And that's it for skills. All right. Acknowledge. Friendly acknowledgement. We're on good terms. Move on. Let's continue our flight to the next system. Alright, so we need to do some spying in orbit. No, it's a Zenrin ship. I just try to improve my reputation with these guys. Okay. Escape. And wouldn't you know it, the person who abandoned ship had the quick getaway skill. But we were able to get away with only minor damage, I guess. Not great. Not terrible. One crew with the Peacemaker trait has gained 6 morale. Oh, very nice. Alright, 20% success. Right out of the gate, 20% success. Alright. Elder is out there. Zeta warned us he was vague. Did she mention he's spoken half riddles? Leaking intel. He's taking no chances. Okay. Some riddles and codes to establish communication, which we did successfully. We've been paid 30,000 and relatively relatively little as far as negative consequences, which is good. So we need to spy again. All right. Local forces tracked us and our reputation was damaged. Time lost, not great. Merchant ship. Let's pay a bribe. 500 bucks isn't too much. Try and get him to leave us alone. It's a Reichart spy. We're carrying clothes, so our trade permit allows us to carry that cargo. We're low on fuel, and my crew is getting a little tired, so we're going to go to the Kadar Syndicate planet right here. Come on. Alright, let's see if we can escape. We're going to shoot. Miss. Hit. But we evaded, so, you know, not terrible. We've escaped enemy range. We'll call it a draw. And we made it before running out of fuel. No medical services are available. Sucks. Mitigating reputation loss, that'd be cool, but we don't have a high enough rank for that. Increasing our payout from negotiation tactics would be cool. All right. Our engineer friend. Unrivaled patch. So this is this clears our ship of debuffs, which is good to have. I don't think we have any skills that clear our ship of debuffs, except for that one now, so that's important. We'll definitely take that. Alright, we need to spy a little bit more. Hey! Okay. Intel leak. All right. Can I get a victory? Nope. Shit. All right. Plus 10 to escape, right? Yeah, that's what I want. All right, signature jammer worked. We've lost 1 reputation, so our reputation loss wasn't as bad. This would be really bad. So this is a very high risk, but we have a saving skill. So if we roll this, we won't lose anybody. Intel leak. Okay, that's good. Again, same thing. These are both really bad, but we have a saving skill. All right. At this point, though, we're running a risk here. Our chances of this happening are going up, so the overall chance of us rolling this card again are low, but we are... Okay, great. We are running a risk. Hotwire talent saved us there. All right, no super bad outcomes on this one. And finally we got it. Okay. Kept repeating a study published by an academy doctor who studied the travel spice wars on spaceships. It is actually, this is our doctor, even O. Douglas. Spice spores get into the ship's air supply and stay dormant until they are released in the right conditions on another world. The key was the world used in the study. One indie holding kept coming up over and over again. The checks report the Elder was sending. I sent out a scientific looking request asking if any academies verified the study. The study was going to be repeated on a specific date starting on that indie system. We have a date and a time and a location. All right, so we can move on to the next location. We'll go ahead and navigate out of this system, but not fast enough. And a merchant has crossed our path. We'll just leave him alone. Oh, we're already at the location. That's great. Well, that's cool. Let's land at this mining camp, refuel, repair, pay wages. He's a Gestalt technologist. Oh, he's a doctor. He's one of the doctors, the Gestalts. Because the guy, Aldo Bastille, and his escape pod were taken to that hospital. There was a Gestalt technologist medical center. And this guy is a Gestalt technologist. I'll bet you $100 he was at the hospital, and that's how he knows. Let's meet in a private room. Many welcomes. It's finally good to meet you, Elder. You're the one behind the comms device. Unfortunately not. No. Some things I cannot explain. They're very secretive. We understand that. And friends, perhaps you'll hear me. It's not a matter of headaches and spice fears. Some things I truly cannot explain. Yep. Let's focus on Aldo Bastille. 2 Gestalts who oversee the Oldrave Enclave. Yep, okay, so he's one of the administrators of that hospital. Should have died on the Highwind Orbital. I don't know who bombed the station or why, but it was his time to die. His fate was to die. Okay, got it. So what is he researching? All right, so he's not willing to talk about that. Aldo has a dangerous mind, infested by all the wrong things. Together they're a terrible pair. Did you know that the gravitation pull of a black hole drags light into its own embrace? The 2 of them got to the other one. Order that was... And we'll make sure no one hears from him again. Yeah, Zet's not going to want that. We want him alive. So we want him alive. This guy wants him dead. Okay, got it. So this Gestalt technologist that we've met with wants us to kill the legendary scientist who magically escaped from the bombing of the Highwind Orbital Facility. His co-equal or his partner running the medical center was the one who was able to save his life. Even though Aldo Bastille is like a bad dude, and the Princess Aten Char also a bad person, and they're doing bad things with their research. Is like a Nazi scientist, and they were able to turn or influence one of the 2 doctors to save the scientist's life. And now the guy here, Elder, keep getting attacked by these pirates. I would like them to stop. Not great, but we did escape. Alright, a call to draw. Let's see if we can get all the way to this luxury place so I can offload my cargo. We've been hauling this clothes around for too long at this point, so let's offload these. Yep, that's a okay profit. We were able to heal the crew and repair our ship. Great. Now would be a good time to upgrade our engine. So we have the balanced right now. Burns 3 fuel at a safety rating of 10. The long haul burns 2 fuel at a safety rating of 11 and gives us more fuel capacity for 118,000. We have 313,000. So that's a pretty good swap there. Hangar bays are too much to be able to afford. Is there anything we could afford here? A salvage bay. Salvaging a new ship. Stores 20 cargo, adds 15 fuel capacity. So it's a little bit cargo, and it's a little bit... Actually, yeah, I kind of like that. So we don't fully lose out on the cargo capacity. And in fact, our cargo capacity only went down a little bit. And our fuel capacity goes up. That's pretty good. Sure, we'll do that. Okay. Pulling the thread. Time to head back, so... Yeah, look at our fuel consumption now. It's way slower, which is what we want to see. I don't want to demand tribute. I just want to withdraw. So I could fly through multiple systems without having to really war. Thulon and Rykart are at war. That's interesting. We could blockade the Thulon. None of these are terrible. Could re-roll that. Yeah, okay. Ha! Okay, that's not worth our time. All negative cards. Only negative outcomes. Time to move on. All right. An indie merchant. No, I'm just gonna move on. I don't have a combat ship. So that's the thing. I don't have a ship built for combat. I've got a ship built for trading, maybe a little espionage. Not really built for getting into the mud with other ships. So we'll land. We'll finish this mission. It's quite the story. Whole point of the condition is so you can't get around it. What do you think of his offer? You have us hunt down and kill Aldo Bastille. Yeah. So Zeta does not want us to kill Aldo because he's our only lead. Ooh, an extra 100,000 credits. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we're... that's a hard to refuse. Well, it was good to stick to our guns there for a little bit because we were able to increase our payout by a lot. Sick. All right, well, I think that's where we're going to leave this. Yeah, this is an interesting game. It's pretty complicated in all the different, like... I don't know, all the different things that you can control, all the RNG that goes into it. It's fairly in-depth. So yeah, this is a fun game. I've enjoyed it, the little that I have played it. I'll probably do some more live streams of it in the future. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next live stream. So take care, everybody.